The engine is starting up.
For launch. GC. Go. Guidance. Go. Fido. Go. Prop. Go. GNC. Go. Max. Go. Eagle. Go. Ecom.
Go pending final steps to cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Riff Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. I am your host, Joni Skinner, and we are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Rumble. So welcome to the Rift Nation Network on this lovely Wednesday evening for another mystery evening. Boy, we've got a packed show, you guys. Our news wires are so filled right now. I thought, oh, what am I going to do? Am I going to do did? No, because now we're connecting ep with did. And then we had news on Biden this week. So I thought, oh, I'm going to throw them all in there with New England, and we'll just get through them all. We'll get through them all. We'll figure it out. We'll get it done. So this is like an astrology class tonight, you guys. We have so many charts, such interesting scoops tonight. I mean, wait until you see what the astrology is showing us. Not only with the Diddler trial, but with Biden and the Epi update. I don't want to say his name or the other. I don't know whose names we can say right now, but you'll be able to read them. That's the beauty of the little slideshows. I'll just say, look up there, read it there, or I'll get my little piece of paper out like I did that one night, so that we don't get booted. So welcome. I hope everybody is doing great. Welcome, chat. Welcome, Lee, Miss Tammy. How are you guys? Hi, Miss Linda. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Michelle. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Hello, Miss Denise. I hope it's not freezing cold up there for you. Hello, glad to be able to catch the live. That's right. Miss Lee is back too. I'm excellent. I am fabulous tonight, you guys. We're not looking to the skies with no tornadoes, nothing. So I think we're going to get a little bit of a break. But, I'm in Dixie Alley now. So it's our season this year, as you all know. I think we've been through a couple of them during the show where I think it's going to be the new norm here. But that's okay. We know what to do. We know what to do. So say your prayers to my friends down in Kentucky. A lot of my friends down in Southern Kentucky were really hit hard with an EF4 tornado, which we really don't get the EF4s. We save those for Keith and all those people that are out Midwest. We don't get EF4s. And London, Kentucky, which I've gone camping down in Somerset. They were hit as well. It's beautiful. But London is the cutest little town in Kentucky. In the little town, every little area, there are flower pots. It is the most quaint, southern, beautiful little town. So please send them your prayers. I know they're the wonderful people, and just send them everything that we've got. Let's get started, you guys. I know you're going to be so interested in this. And we've got 12. I wanted to tell you guys this. We've got 12 cases up in New England right now. We're going to take, for the next couple of weeks, next week, I'm going to try to get 3. We're going to take a look at all of them. I don't think there's an SK up there. I don't think there is an SK. But we're going to take a look at all of them. If I can get now, for example, the one case in Groton, Connecticut, unidentified person was found near a cemetery. Authorities estimate she's between 40 and 60. So there's no information. It's hard for to do forensic astrology when we have no information. But the cases that we do have, I will indeed get those to us. So the cases that I can pull up the info on up in New England, we're going to keep looking at them and see if there's a connection. I did get one. A young lady named Paige was found. And I've gotten really good information on her. She was found in March of 2025, but they're not really, this is what's kind of funny. they're not releasing anything. They are not releasing any details on any of these cases. Nothing. Now, the authorities are all saying that all of these cases are not, they're not similar, they're not related. The public doesn't need to be alarmed. Well, then do an update. Do updates, because you've got 12 remains that you have found since March. That's enough to alert any area. I don't care. At least give people an update to ease their mind. So sometimes I just don't understand law enforcement. I shouldn't say this, but it's like, just get out and talk to the people. Look, this is what happened here. This, blah, blah, blah. We've had one family that came out March 25th and said her passing is no way related to any type of an SK. The family of a woman that they had found, her remains, came out and eased the public. A family had to come out and do a public. So what's going on up there? I'm going to keep digging. Let's get started, because you guys, I'm telling you, this is a packed show tonight. I hope you all like the little rabbit hole that I did with Alice getting ready to jump into her rabbit hole. I know, Tammy, exactly. Why can't they just, even if it's like a PR person, why can't a public relations person just come out and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to move over. Let's try this. I don't think I can do it. Let me try to make this bigger. Wait, I'll make myself smaller. Let me try to figure this out. I think I'm going to screw it up some. Let's figure this out. Get the chat back. I got to get the chat back. I got to talk to you guys. And I'll go smaller. Look. Oh, wrong one. And you guys know how technical I am. Okay, there. Look, I'll get smaller. Make the chart get bigger. Okay, this week, as you all know, we received more information, on Biden. That he now has stage 4 cancer, which everybody is saying, wait a minute. The cancer that he is claiming, prostate cancer, is a cancer that it's a slow moving cancer that takes, it's undisputed that doctors are saying this would have taken years to get to where it is. There's a scale for prostate cancer. It's a scale from up to 9. And he's at a 9, which is metastasized, which isn't good news. And so it's like, wait a minute. They travel with surgeons. When they travel, they have the best doctors in the world. What's going on here? Something is weird. I don't like this. So of course, what do? I look at their chart. Because that's what I do. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And we look at forensic astrology, event astrology for missing persons and famous people as well. For example, President Biden. We're going to look at it, and I'm going to show you exactly what I found. And it's all there, to be honest with you. Even, I'm going to show you, actually, and I think it's going to come out when I even think he started with it. I found that, I think. My best guess, astrologically. But it's not sitting right with me. Now, as many of you know, that Keith and I'm on Keith's show every other Monday. And let's see, Saturn moves every two and a half years. Saturn is you can see by the little purple arrow on the outside and the green on it. His natal chart is in the middle. He's got a stellium of Scorpio in the 12th house. There's your reason for not telling anybody anything. He doesn't. There you go. You got a stellium Scorpio. Scorpios in a 12th house. That's why secrets. Nothing gets told. So Saturn is getting ready to move. So let's go back. Let's do it in 3-year increments because, well, we do 2.5 years, 2.5 years. That would be 5 years. About 7 years ago. That's how and I'm going to show you how I think it's about 7 years ago, which would be what? 7 from 2018, 2019. And I'm going to show you how I figured that out. So we're going to look at his chart currently. Let's look at his current situation right now with health. Whenever something like this happens, you guys have heard me talk about event charts and missing persons and unalives. We look to the lunar nodes. What's a lunar node? North node is it's not a planet. It's an area out with the moon. Okay, it's called an ecliptic. So you have a north node, north lunar node, which is your destiny, your soul contract, what you came here to accomplish. Then you have your south node. Your south node is karma, past lives, what you are very familiar with doing. Your north node is what you came here to accomplish. Your south node is what you have done in the past and your karma. So, of course, I looked at his north node, which is his current destiny. Right now, as we are speaking, transit Pluto. Look at that big, fat, orange line, arrow that I did. Transit Pluto is hitting his north node. South node, my bad. Natal south node. Okay? What does that mean? This is a time, it's an opportunity to fix past karma. This is an opportunity for past karma to come up and slap you. This is what is hitting him right now as we speak. Pluto is opposite what we call his north node. It's opposing his north node. Okay. It's also opposing his Chiron, which is health. Okay. That's going on. The transit, and look at the red lines now. The red lines. Now, this is what is in, we're going to look at around July the 12th, because that transit north node is going to oppose his midheaven, which is the MC in the chart. The MC is the public. When a south node hits an MC and the north node opposes that MC, that's going to be around July the 12th. Keep that date in mind. I don't want to put anything out in the universe, but that's going to be a crucial date for him to get past. Okay? That's going to be a crucial date for him to get past. And I've seen people get past rough stuff when they were in ill health. I've seen it. Anytime you can look at his chart right now, and the purple arrow is Saturn. Saturn is at 29 degrees at its strongest degree. That's getting ready to ingress into Aries in 4 days. That's another very critical time. When something's at a 29 and it ingresses over into another house, is another critical time. When people are very critically ill, that's another time. Also, we've got July 17th, the big pink arrow. Uranus is getting ready, and the sun is moving in, and all see that stellium in the 12th house, where all those planets are in that 12th house, are all going to be hitting Uranus. So again, he's got some rough patches coming up, unfortunately. But if you look in the chart in the pink, there's little thing, Saturn, okay? So as you can see, that little Saturn planet in the 3rd house, and the pink line that goes over that 12th house, stellium. So for that whole entire 3-year period, which I was talking about, 2019, 2020, that whole 3-year period, Biden's Saturn was squaring all of those Scorpio planets. There's your prostate cancer right there. Okay, so like I said, July the 12th, right now, Pluto hitting the North Node is rough. Hitting the South Node, it's rough. There's some rough patches to go through. So if I say get through July and take it month to month. July is going to be a very tough month for him. Just get through July. And I watched my mom's chart like this. And so you that's just what's ahead for him, but it's extremely karmic. What is hitting him now is extremely karmic. And with Pluto there, we don't know what is, and every day now I'm hearing more and more is coming out and coming out and coming out. So we're going to have to keep an eye on what's coming out. Now there's talk and investigations that he did like a record number. It was like, I think 9,000 pardons in December with the auto pen. I use the auto pen. It's legal to do, but there's protocol that when you use an auto pen on things with legal documents. However, now there is talk that there were people, a whistleblower has come forward and gone to the DOJ. They released a statement. They're checking it out, that there were people behind his back because he was not cognitively well, auto penning pardons for money, because people will pay $500,000, $200,000 to get their loved one out and to be pardoned. That's what they're investigating right now. So, if that happened and there were people in that staff that did that, I hope they do everything that they can legally to get them, because that's horrific if that happened. That would be horrific to do to somebody. So that's the latest. We're going to have to keep our eyes open on this mystery and just keep our eyes open on that one. That would be horrible. Now, we've got the Diddler update. I don't know if you guys are following the Diddler. You can only take so much of the Diddler trial. You can only take so much of it. So, Diddler update. And we talked a little bit about this, I think, on Keith's show. Maybe I did last, I can't remember. There was a man, and here's the story. I looked all this up, and we're going to hear about more of this. Okay, who is this guy? His name is Jonathan Oddi, right? This is the Jonathan Oddi guy. Okay, now this guy, this is how it comes into the Diddler trial. In 2018, this guy, Jonathan Oddi, went into the Trump Hotel. He's down at the bottom. See? Trump Hotel in Doral in Miami, and started shooting. Got to a shootout with the police. Okay? He gets arrested. Okay? This Oddi gets arrested. Okay? Everybody thought he was nuts. Claims were mostly dismissed because he was just talking out of his head. Oh, I was a slave to Diddy and blah, 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 blah. Nobody believed him. what has come out in trial, that there was an NDA signed on July the 9th, 2014, signed by Oddi, who everybody said was a lunatic, and Diddler, that confirmed a $5 million payout from Combs, and Cassie Ventura on the stand indeed identified Oddi as one of the SS's. So was Oddi telling the truth about what he shared on his police interrogation video? Okay, here's what Oddi said. He's okay with what he did to the hotel because he tried to avoid a president from getting shot. Oddi claimed Combs was a part of an Sigma Pi Phi branch, and his fame stems from an NWO agenda. He suggested that Michael Jackson was unalived. He claimed BL was a three-letter creation, and Barry involved. Oddi alleged Barry orchestrated a hip-hop agenda for the New World Order goals. Oddi stated the three-letter targeted DJT to destabilize the U.S. for the NWO because DJT opposed the agenda. So all attempted to, so think about it. All of these people were involved in the thing that almost happened to DJT, and they engaged in things with children. He was not a fan of any of these people, but did not want to see anybody get unalived. And he had overheard too much because he was a SS for Cassie Ventura. Cassie identified him, Howie. Cassie identified him on the stand. Okay? Yeah. Cassie identified Oddi on the stand. And see, everybody had said that Oddi was crazy for saying this. Okay? So here's our red flags coming up. Now, Oddi has been in jail for 7+ years in federal custody. He has declined home incarceration. He has been declared mentally competent to stand trial 3 different times. He has refused home confinement. There was also false internet rumors that he had passed away, and there was actually an obituary made up and put online that he was no longer alive. Now people are going after Oddi, and he's getting interviewed from jail all over the place. So he's starting to come alive on social media, and he's talking about this NWO. He was and Cassie identified him as one of the slaves. And there was indeed a $5 million NDA. So that's the story of this guy. Okay, here's his story. Jonathan Oddi, if you can see that picture of him down here in the Santa pants, was a Chippendale dancer. He was a male dancer. Okay, so there we've got Cassie and Diddler, and there he is in his interrogation. So everybody thinks that he is going to testify. And this guy, and you can look up his interrogation online. I mean, they've released it. He goes into detail about this NWO, that what was going to happen to DJT is exactly what happened to Kennedy, because it was the same situation. He overheard all this. He was there all the time because he was an SS, and Diddler was on the phone all the time, and he just wanted people to hear about this. He didn't want to see this happen in his country. So that is Oddi's story. So we're going to see. It's rumored that he is going to be a witness, but I think they've brought enough of the SS slaves to testify. So the traffic charges are not for women, by the way. It's for men. Just so you know, it's not women trafficking charges. But they're not victims. The males, they hired men. They did not hire women. So if you're not following the trial, you'll know now that it had nothing to do with trafficking women. It was men. Like Jonathan Oddi. And another guy called, I forget what his name was, but they've testified. So that's Jonathan Oddi's story. So we are going to keep up with this because he's talking. He's talking to a lot of people. Interesting, because back in 2018, everybody thought he was just a kook. Why is he not had a trial? That's my question. Why has he not had a trial? What happened to the speedy trial? What charges? What are the is he in protective custody? That's my question. He refused home incarceration. Passed 3 psych exams. Okay, now we got another hole to go down. The Epstein hole. This popped this week. Okay. James O'Keefe from O'KeefeMediaGroup.com has video and inside pictures, first time ever, of Epstein's house down at Little St. James. Oh, now you can go on O'KeefeMediaGroup.com. He's got, all of the tours. The one tour was of his bedroom up in the left-hand corner. Bottom left is the kitchen. And then we've got the infamous, whatever they call it, globe, the weird thing that's out at the island that everybody said was used for what. And I thought it was most interesting that at the top in that chapel, whatever you want to call it, chapel, weird place, whatever it is, the blue building with the little dome, at the top of the dome is all astrological. Look at the top, that blue picture. That's all astrology. I have told Keith repeatedly, that these people that go way back use astrology. I've said it forever. And I know you guys have heard me say it on the show forever. Many, many people use astrology to pick dates, and they use how alignments are, and they go by the transits. It's not unusual. So this is JE's. So I thought, I'm going to take a look. And then the DOJ came out this week and said they do use it. They do. Yep, they do. They do use it. They trust me. So the DOJ came out this week and said that Epstein unalived himself. He did it. Our DOJ and FBI director came out and said, we've looked at the files. There's nothing to see here. I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna look at the chart again. So lo and behold, this is the Epstein event chart. Okay, let me take a look at it. This is the Epstein event chart for you guys to look at. This is fascinating. I want you to look at, sorry about that, whoops. I want you to take a look at the first house on this chart. The first house on this chart, okay? It's the first house is the angular chart. That's JE, okay? Now, when the sun is in the first house, that shows there is grave danger in front of the victim or the person, okay? By a male influence. Because Mars, you have to have another male energy planet in there. Mars is in there with the sun. So at the time, 6:30 a.m. or prior to it, okay, he was in grave danger by a male, and that male was being aggressive towards the victim, okay? There's a star, a fixed star called Alford. It is conjunct Mars in that first house. Alford is. It's violent strangulation. I cannot make this up. So we've got the Sun, Mars, Alford, all in JE's event chart in the first house, in the angular house. It's all there. Everything is there. And now look at the sixth house over there. Let's just dig a deeper hole. We've got Pluto, which in the sixth house is violent disruption in a workplace. Capricorn is ruling that house. Capricorn is the government. Saturn is the remains. Now, go up to the eighth house. If Neptune is in the eighth house, someone is lying about a death. What can I say? Then we've got Uranus at the top of the chart, media, law enforcement, what's out in the open, chaos, and unexpected. So, if you're asking me astrologically, if he unalived himself, there's absolutely no way. If I want to just look at the astrology, no. He absolutely did not. Look at Keith. Can't make that up. No. Again, we've got the sun in the first house is that person has got a male. They're in grave danger by a male. Add Mars into it. We've got Mars. Shit. It's just aggression towards the victim. But I think the clincher is fixed star Alford, which is conjunct Mars, which is a violent strangulation. And then in the sixth house, we've got violence, disruption in the workplace. The sixth house is the workplace. Capricorn is the government. You simply cannot make this up. You just can't make it up. I'm like, okay, thanks. That's all we need to know. So we go back and we look at the temple and we look up and we look at the astrology that's up in the temple that nobody's viewed. Nobody has seen these pictures. But go to o'keefemediagroup.com and James O'Keefe gives you the tours of all the rooms because he's got the footage. Somebody leaked all the footage to him. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Okay, this is his natal chart. I thought, okay, I'm gonna dig. So I'm in the rabbit hole. I might as well just jump and dive into the rabbit hole. This is his natal chart at the time of his unaliving. Do we see anything? The transit north node was hitting Uranus. Pluto was hitting his midheaven. Saturn was hitting his Chiron. Yeah. Sun hitting Pluto. I would be very surprised. And I've always thought that perhaps he was alive and hiding. Astrologically, I think it's pretty impossible. Just looking at this, I would just say no, he's not. So that is our update on the Diddler trial with Oddi, and now it seems like it's weaving its way around Epstein, and it's all of these things are weaving together. They're all weaving tangled webs together, and it's just bizarro world. It's bizarro world. Hi, Miss Carrie Lynn, how are you? Bizarro world. Oh, okay, here we go. Now, here, Keith, don't forget about the tunnel that supposedly went to MJ's basement. From to Dids, well, Jonathan Oddi said that they unalived him. Jonathan Oddi said they took him out. So we don't know. Boy, if we don't have the old tinfoil hats on down here. But, you know, I think it's kind of fun. And, you know, it gets us. Oh, okay. It would not surprise me. You know, he started. You know, I looked at his chart. He's got, you know, we did his chart last week. And Did's chart is all karmic as well. Everything seems to be hitting all of these people, and I'm going to have to put them together because that's another rabbit hole. All of his stuff is hitting his lunar nodes as well, just like Biden. It's just lighting up his lunar nodes. So in 3 days, when Saturn moves into Aries, that's, you know, lunar nodes are all about Saturn too. That's karma. I don't know. Kind of scared in 3 days. When the time comes, it will be 6 degrees of JE. Ooh, Michelle's on it now. Yeah, astrologers, please weigh in. Michelle, our please, astrologers weigh in. When the time comes, it will be 6 degrees of JEs. And see all the connections. Oh, what rabbit holes astrologers jump in. Thank you, Michelle. Rue, any astrologers, dive in, please. Thank you. That's awesome. We're watching the skies, you guys. We're keeping. We're like the FAA. Okay. Here we go, New England. We're not going to forget you, New England. This is the chart where they have found people. And this is not even updated. This is not even updated. 1, 2, 3. We've got 12 now. So we've got on March the 6th, Plymouth, Massachusetts ahead. March 19th in Connecticut, unidentified woman. March 20th, Denise Leary. She had a history of mental illness. Okay. Michelle Romano, March 25th, Foster, Rhode Island. Family said not associated with the SK. Remains, Connecticut, April 9th. Remains, April 10th. In Framingham, Mass. Unresponsive woman on a bike path in Massachusetts, April 22nd. Authorities have consistently pushed back on claims of an SK. Internet rumors are just that. New Haven police officer Christian Bruckhart addressed the speculation, and SK is this almost mythical figure in the zeitgeist. But I can only speak to my department's investigation in the missing persons case. No indication there was any homicide. And SK is this almost mythical figure. Okay. Tell that to Jack the Ripper's victims. At least 4 of the identified women, 4 victims were women. Several remain unidentified or in different stages. But the people that we do have information on to pull up charts, and I couldn't map pages because I didn't have the information, but I did do the mapping like we would a regular case. You know, even if they say there is no SK, I would be vigilant. I would not walk on a trail by myself. I would be vigilant and I would be alert, period. I don't care what they say. I'm not going to spread fear, but I'm not going to be an idiot. Okay, this is who we're going to look at this week, and then next week I'll bring in as many as I can find information on. Okay, this is okay. Let me make it bigger. Here we have Paige. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Okay. Here we have Paige, and they were attempting to locate Paige, 35 of West Ilsip, New York. She was put on a missing persons list on March the 4th. She was last seen in the area of Schneck's Island on March the 5th at approximately noon. This is all the information, you guys, I could find on Paige. This is it. Not much. Not much. She was last seen at noon, and I kind of found the area that they found her. Okay? So I'll show you what her chart shows. Okay, this is where they found her, in this area. Remember, this is March. That water's freezing cold. There is a bridge underneath of a bridge, which is cool. Another bridge under a bridge. Okay, this is the area where she was found. But that's all the information on Paige that I could find. You know, that she was missing and that somebody had seen her. And I tried to do it so I could map it. But, so I used noon. Now, what did I find? Paige would be, as always, on the first house. She would be represented by the moon in the 12th house. Means she was hidden. Okay, we know that. 8th house is the house of death. So there's Pluto. Okay, we know that she's unalived. 9th house. 9th house. Look at all those planets in Pisces. She was found in the river. We knew that. 9th house by a large highway, which she was, near a large highway, in water. Saturn would be her remains. Now, what's funny, we look up different patterns. So the 10th house ruler is in the first house. That means someone who has influence over her also could be the authorities or on or around the scene where she was, which out in the open, 10th house, which we know when there's a lot going on in the 10th house, she would have been found. They did find her clothing, phone, and personal objects on the riverbank. Well, does that make somebody do there are no unalive markers in this chart. Remember, if someone unalives themselves, it's Uranus in the 8th house or Pluto in the 12th house. Those markers are not there. Accident, could be an accident. there's not a lot in this chart that would, we're going to have to wait and see and find out what they give us, because we've got Neptune at the top of the chart in the 9th house. Could be some mental issues. It could be mental issues. It could be drugs. It could be cameras. Did they check all the cameras in the area? They check her phone. What's curious to me is Mars in the 1st house would be possibly violence right in front of her. Whatever happened to her, it was when you have something, a planet in the ascendant or the 1st house, it's right in front of them. It's right in front of them. I don't count this out as someone else possibly could have done this. I would not count this out. No, they are not giving any information out, Howie, whatsoever. And she was found in March. There's not been a press release. There's not anything out there. And that's why, I question New England. And here's what Renee is saying. And yeah, they are downplaying this, completely downplaying it. Yet, since March, there have been 12 people have shown up with either remains or unaliving, or they have found people. Now, that's going to cause your population to become a little bit questioning. What if these people are flesh eaters, vampires? I know. What if it is something weird like that, Howie? What if it is? What if it's weird? What if it's really, really weird? Oh, here's Tammy, my old stomping grounds. Norwalk, Connecticut. My friends live there. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful area, but, if I'm in the area, look at that. It is lovely. If I'm in the area, there she's a young girl, and these are all, this is not even all of them. 1, 2, 3. Look, New Haven, New London, Plymouth, Framingham, Springfield, Hartford. There's a lot. That's a lot. And it's 12. Now, I will say this. When we had the eclipse, the March eclipse that hit the United States, the eclipse hit New England. So eclipse shines a light on wherever it goes through and wherever it hits. And it did hit in that area. It hit New England and up into Canada, New England and up into Canada. And the eclipse before that, remember, if you recall, hit the border, hit the southern border down in Texas. So we're going to keep an eye on this, and they can downplay it all they want, but we're still going to keep looking at it. Nothing has been released on this young girl. She was only 35 years old. And, usually, let's see, March, April, May, almost June, and we have heard nothing. Nothing. And they found her. No cause, not if it was an unaliving. And I have checked all papers. I have checked everything. There is just nothing released. So I just think that's a little strange. It's weird times right now, but we're going to keep looking at them. We are going to keep looking at them and keep our eyes open on New England. Poor Kath, pray for her. She has a fever. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry. I hope, pray for her, please. Oh, absolutely. Kathy, I hope you feel better, hon. Get rid of your fever. That's awful. Tammy, I definitely think it's an SK. I'm iffy. I'm iffy. Here we go. Lillian, Suzanne Wormsey. Now, I don't have her name on this list. Is she one of the newer ones? Lillian of Groton, Connecticut. Male roommate was arrested and died in early. Ooh, okay. Well, that's good to know. We'll check that one. I don't think that was Groton on the map. Good to know. Well, that should help people. You know, it's good that they gave that information out. Okay, here's Keith. Keith. It's a chemical compound produced by the oxidation of adrenaline, member of class of chemicals called aminochromes. Okay. Tammy. Killingly is 30 to 49 minutes from Foster. Well, we're going to look at them. I'm going to, if I can get the information on them, we're going to look at, we'll look at Denise Leary. We'll look at Michelle Romano. We'll take a look at all of them if I can get timestamps on them. And a lot of them, well, there was an unresponsive woman in Springfield, Mass. That pending an autopsy. So we'll see. I saw that her roommate was arrested. Haven't heard anything about him unaliving. Oh, okay. The same one that Lillian was talking about. It's crazy. We also have a Nan Miss Ding. Okay, Tam. Try to type that again, Tam. Does anybody, I'm sorry I rushed through this. There was just so much to go through because there were a lot of charts, a lot of breaking info going on. We got to keep up with all this info that's breaking. Does anybody else want to add anything to the chat or their thoughts? Are you keeping up with the trial as much as you can? You can only take so much of the Diddler trial. I know it's a lot. It's kind of being repetitive. They're starting to lose the jury at the Diddler trial from what people are saying, that people are starting to get a little bored. Great show. Keep jumping down those rabbit holes. I'm telling you, I'm stuck in one. I'm stuck in the Diddler rabbit hole. On your map on Rhode Island, below the 95 is my hometown. A missing guy from there. His car was there abandoned. Oh, okay. Well, give me a timestamp and I'd be happy to look it up for you. I will stay on top. Well, they're losing the jury because it's kind of the same old. You know, I hate to say this, and I said it I don't know if I said it last week, but you know, looking at it, I don't see any racketeering charges at all. You know, I could be wrong. I don't see any. I see a really sick man that needs help and somebody that's an abuser and sick and something wrong, but racketeering, I don't think so. I you know, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Wait for the bombshells that they're supposed to be dropping. But I don't, you know, baseless. Oh, here's, okay. I'm missing a word. Okay, here's Tammy. What's Tammy saying? My new word, like the Dems, new word, baseless. That's what I'm looking at. I don't see it. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Well, you know, you never know what a jury is, you know, 8 men, 4 women on that jury. Sometimes I think women would be harder on a jury than the men are going to be. So I don't know. You know, I almost thought that Cassie could almost be a co-conspirator, but you don't know. She was young, a lot going on. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how that whole trial plays out. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like I rushed everybody, but I wanted to get everything in there. We are going to keep an eye on, remember, mid-July on Biden's chart. What is really amazing to me right now with all of these charts that we're looking at, we looked at Diddler's last week. We looked at Willie Swift with Slick Willie. Remember his chart? That was nothing. These are all affected, triggering the lunar nodes. These are all karmic charts. I have never seen anything like this. So if I hear a name that comes up in the trial, I'll pull their chart. We'll look at their chart. But so far, that's what we're getting out of these. So I will keep everybody updated on all of that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tune in Sunday through Friday on the Rift. Okay, here, oh, I missed that. I missed this, Keith. What's here? Where is this, Keith? I missed this. There's something coming out now that the GOV is attempting to use the Akashic records now. Oh, who's the GOV? We all talking code now. Isn't that funny? Have you guys noticed since lockdown and since everybody's been getting censored? Now we all try to like talk in code. We all have like some kind of a secret code. Keith, what's GOV? Does anybody know what GOV is? I have to ask him what that is. We all talk in code. We all need whiteboards. That's so funny. I don't know what that is. Oh, you guys are more than welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you. Please hit the like button. I love doing what I do, and I'm just thrilled that you guys tune in and honored that you spend your time with me every Wednesday. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, duh. Thanks, Linda. Is who runs the, oh boy, that you didn't have to hit me in the head. Whoops. Now if you'd have said Capricorn, I would have known who you were talking about. If you'd have said, oh, it's Capricorn, I'd have been, oh, okay. Really? What? Where did you hear? That's interesting. Well, I'm sure they know how to do that. They know how to do a lot. They know. Well, you guys have a wonderful week. Hi, how are you guys? There she is. Just going to watch the replay. How are you, my friend, Laura Lee? Have a great week, you guys. Thanks, honey, for tuning in. You're going to love that. I did a bunch of charts tonight, hon, so definitely watch the replay. But I will keep up with all of these trials, and they're intertwining now. So everything that we're getting out of, we're getting a lot of name drops from the Diddler. We're getting a lot of name drops. And this Jonathan Oddi has really got my eyes opened up and perked up on this. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that trial and the Epstein and everything. So and don't forget to look that up on on the house, the Epstein house. There's Jonathan Oddi, and don't forget to look that up on O'KeefeMediaGroup.com, and you can get a tour of the house that he's showing. He's releasing things too, so a lot of stuff is getting released out. Information's coming. Oh, and by the way, yesterday, there was a congressional hearing on the JFK files. I don't know if you all heard this or not. Here's another drop. The doctor that was there when the president was brought into the operating into the emergency room said there were 4 wounds and that there were 2 shooters, and that the wound that hit right here in the throat is what unalived. There was another wound up at the temple, and then there was the one in the back. So he said, indeed, by the railroad trestle is where 2 came in, and then the other one was from up at the paper factory that hit in the back. He said, but there were indeed no question in their minds that there were 2 shooters. He said he examined the wounds. So they had the doctor that examined them. He's 88 years old. So this information is coming out as well. Jeez, Louise, it's just too much. And then Mercury and Uranus. Well, we have Uranus in the sun. Mercury Cazimi next week. More downloads, you guys. It's all coming out. Well, have a great week, and I will keep up with all this. It's kind of fun. So I'll keep up with this. It's all going to intertwine and connect somehow. You can feel it. So have a great week. You guys have a great Memorial Day down here, and thanks to all of our Canadian friends for joining in. I hope I'll give you guys the holiday Monday, so you don't have to work Monday. So you guys are all off on Monday. How's that? So have a great Memorial Day weekend. Have a great week, you guys, and thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye-bye.